Or actually, I didn't have any in the beginning.
Yeah, none in the beginning, right.
I was
right,
done.
right.
Now
Right.
I had a little more.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting dream. What do you think now of your recollection of the day before, the 2 days before that you gave us? All right. Let's do it together, right?
Well, it looks like I worked through something.
Yes, in the dream.
And that the dream is letting me know that I worked through something that maybe I didn't realize I did.
That's right. Because then when you recollected the dream, go ahead,
And then,
there was a release, somewhat of a release.
right.
Go ahead.
And after that, I recollected the weekend.
Then you were able
Week.
now to reflect on the whole week, right?
Or the episodes of the teacher. Actually.
Right. What's the, just offhand, what's the significance of that now that you're able to reflect on the episode with the teacher?
Well, as I said, I saw how much I had left out, giving him an idea. Like, I talked to him about what I had experienced, but I didn't demonstrate to him what I had seen. If I make myself
Yes, that's
clear.
correct. Okay. Now, just to help us, what grade would you give for yourself in that episode with the teacher?
Oh, D.
A C, okay?
I said D.
D.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I thought
All right.
D.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think it's D.
Right? So you were holding back something, right, a lot, and now you went through this reflection, the episode with the teacher, right? And you saw what you had left out,
Yeah.
and now you could face what you had left out.
Yeah. Yeah, I did face what I had left out.
Ah, right. What was that like, facing what you left out?
Well, it was good on one level because I was happy that I could remember more accurately, which meant that there was actually much more
You could recover,
recover.
not just remember, right? You recovered what you lost, right?
True. And I saw that the experiences I had were richer
Ah,
than my judgment at the time when I presented it to him.
because you had,
I had a more negative opinion of
you
him,
left out.
Yeah,
You
I
had
left
a
out.
negative opinion. Yeah.
so
yeah.
I didn't give him a lot.
Yeah. By the way, had you given him the full statement, go from a D to an A?
Well, I would be a different. I would have been in a different place with him and also with myself. He would have had to not just heard about what I was doing, but actually I would have brought him to see that.
You would have let him see where you were
Right, and then I could demonstrate.
and then demonstrate it.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be like the sensitive hand. That would.
That's the sensitive hand.
That would
Good.
be more
That's the sensitive hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
left hand.
Yeah. See this circle?
Didn't want to assume something that wasn't real. Yeah. Well, that was my feelings through the teacher, through the whole week.
That was the what?
That was a problem. Oh, the fear.
That's the fear. Right? There's the fear.
Well, it's a problem
Right?
because it's not true.
It's not true. You don't want to assume something. Right? This whole idea now is questioned because this was your fear. And there was no reason to fear it. You saw there was no need to fear it. Ah.
Yeah, because in my recollection the next day, Mike's,
Mm-hmm.
the experiences were not as negative as I, in my own mind at the time, presented to myself.
Yeah, it was negative because this is the belief you have.
Right. I agree. That's true.
Right? This is right. This may come from someone else. That's a charge. Hey, you're assuming something that isn't real. You're making it up. That may be, in fact, some slogan that played some role in your whole life. A charge against you. You make things up.
Mm-hmm.
Then how can you trust something good? And you dealt with that fear. How interesting. Pardon me?
Yeah, in part I did. To some degree I did.
Yeah, go ahead. What other? In part. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, I mean, obviously I didn't do it with the teacher or with the evening before.
Mm-hmm.
But in the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that I had assumed something that actually wasn't real. That I saw that that I had assumed that my experience was was something that was not worth reflecting on and wasn't real and wasn't that significant.
Right. You were playing a Roshi against yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And what did you do with them? Your own Roshi.
Well, the next day I saw that it wasn't, well, I wouldn't put it in these
Yeah,
words,
okay.
but I did see that I had done some work that would have been good for him to have seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was there was more to the encounters, and to have pushed it further with him would have, I think, to the degree I understood what was happening, would have helped him too.
Would
And
have helped
myself as
him
well.
too.
And myself.
And you.
Yeah, because the whole purpose of going to him was to reveal my state at the moment as best I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't do that
Yeah.
fully.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now, all right, you had the weekend or that period of time.
Right.
All right. These people talked to you about this. They were relentless. All right.
Yeah.
You then had the dream. You recollected the dream that released you somewhat. Right. It now allowed you to recall the episode with the teacher, and you recognized what you had left out. You actually recovered something that wasn't available to you. The dream opened up.
That's true.
Look here. Your reflection on the dream recovered something very significant. The dream got you to reflect on it because it awakened all your ancient fears. Look at that, see? Look at all. Isn't that a great way to have expressed it? Right? It was awful. All of my old fears, that's what it said, they came together. So the intensity of that dream,
nothing that could be worse.
nothing could be worse.
I'd rather
Right.
die in a dream than
Right.
be faced
With that intensity of the dream, you had to reflect on it. Right? It shook you and said, hey!
That was awful.
And it's wonderful that you did reflect on that dream because you then could recover your own experience.
And ironically, even more so now because I hadn't put the idea of the Republic in there either.
Ah, and that plays a major role in...
Well, that's what precipitated the actual events.
Oh, wonderful!
The actual
Ah.
experiences that I told the teacher.
Then that precipitated the four, right? The event itself. Right.
That everybody was relentless in talking about.
Yeah. Right. So then you recovered also what set it in, pulled together a great work, the Republic, into your own reflections and meditations. Ah, I see. Now, what can we say about a dream? What can we say about the nature of dreams? And notice there's you stay with the dream. We only have very simple principles. 3 things. You try to look at each event, try to find the action in it, whatever words are in it, states of mind. We went through it and structured it out this